Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming, Nancy Kwan.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming on the show.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah. It's the Hollywood legend. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm okay. Yeah.
Good.
You were born in Hong Kong.
Yes.
Right? 所以
yes.
你識講廣東話？
我識講廣東話。
冇問題。
係。
You speak
你咧？
Cantonese？
你喺邊度出世？
我係馬來西亞出世。We're scaring the white people now. We probably should stop it. Yeah.
From Malaysia.
Yeah. We were discussing how great it is to be in the West. So you started in Hong Kong. You born in Hong Kong. You
Yes.
moved then from there. That's kind of where you started acting. And you didn't even start out wanting to be an actor.
No, I wanted to be a ballet dancer. I was going to the Royal Ballet, very serious about being a ballet dancer. I was back in Hong Kong for summer holidays, and they were making screen tests for some of my favorite Chinese actresses for the World of Nancy Kwan in Hong Kong.
Yes.
So I went up to the studio to watch my favorite actress at work. And I was standing there, and somebody says to me, "You want to do a screen test?" I said, "No, I'm a ballet dancer. I'm nothing to do with it. I'm just here watching my favorite actresses." They said, "Why don't you do a screen test?" I said, "Well, what's that?" They said, "Well, just sit in the chair." So I said, "Okay." So I sat in the chair, and he asked me questions, how old I am. And every time he asked me something, I burst out laughing like an idiot. I mean, I laughed the whole way through.
Yeah.
And then when I got home, I said to my father, I said, "I don't know, but this guy wanted me to do a screen test." And I just giggled all the way. He said, "Well, never mind, you're a ballet dancer, forget it." Few weeks later, my father gets a letter from Ray Stark, the producer of the World of Nancy Kwan.
Sorry, a letter. What's that?
You know, one of those, you know.
Like a piece of paper?
Like a piece of paper with
Rosa?
writing on
Okay,
it.
yeah.
Yes. And a contract.
Okay.
They said, "Well, you like to go to Hollywood for 6 months, and I even get paid for it." I said, I've also been a student, so I've never been paid. I said, "Oh, I would love it. I would love it. I've never been to America," and that's how I started.
Right, and so that was in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
You went to go see your favorite actress, and then you end up replacing her
No.
on the movie.
Well, no, that was much later. I don't.
Well, that's how I got this job. I was
Oh, okay, fine.
I was standing around as a ballet dancer in
Yeah, like, you know, both of us, yeah.
Yeah, and then that was your first time in America, right? And then you
First
started
time-
doing movies in America.
Well, first time I came,
This
the
was the
early
60s. Right.
Where
So
the studio system
Yes.
was just phasing out.
Right. So
and
this was Hollywood in the 60s in America.
Yes.
Right. And what kind of drugs were they doing back then?
What were you doing?
What was I doing?
Yeah.
I don't do drugs.
I don't do drugs either.
Okay, good. Okay, cool. Okay. Tell me in Cantonese what drugs they do. Okay, so this was the 60s. This is like golden age, you know, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, like that period of movies. And you were there right in the middle of it.
The studio system was phasing out, and independent films were coming in. Really, that was an exciting, very exciting time.
Okay.
And
Kind of sounds like what's happening right now too. But I guess history repeats. But sorry, okay.
It
So in
does,
the 60s,
it does repeat
the
itself.
studio system was phasing out, and then
and independent films were coming in, and so I was just caught in that. But Ray Stark had me under contract, so I did quite a few films, you know, for 7 years actually.
Yes.
Under contract.
Yeah.
And different films, and at that time, you know, with Asian actors, before then, Asian actors did not get the good roles, the roles that could.
I guess history
advance the career.
I guess history really does repeat itself because that's still the case. So we got.
No. It's much better now.
Okay,
it's
well.
getting better, and hopefully.
Tell that to my agent, man.
All right, I will.
and these you were mixing with kind of Hollywood icons at this time, right?
Yeah,
Cary Grant.
That's right. Right.
I think you will hang out with Dean Martin.
Yes.
Right.
And
Mr.
Glenn Ford. I worked with quite a few of them.
Yeah. Mr. Bruce Lee.
Of course.
Yeah,
my good friend.
Your good friend, Mr. Bruce Lee. Yeah.
Bruce also came from Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And Bruce went to La Salle, which is a Catholic school, and I went to Memoir, which is a kind of a Catholic school, a convent. But Bruce used to hang around Manor just to look at the girls.
Okay. Maybe we shouldn't be talking about that part of the story.
He was the Cha-Cha King of Hong Kong at one time, Bruce.
He was a what?
Cha-Cha King.
Oh, yes, he was the Cha-Cha
Yes.
King. Yeah. What was he like? Was he a cool guy?
Very cool, very nice, good friend. And he was the one that told me, he said, actually, I worked with him on The Wrecking Crew.
Yeah.
With Dean Martin and Sharon Tate. And we had, Sharon Tate and I had a fight scene, martial arts. So Bruce was called in to show us what to do.
Yeah.
And that's how I met him.
Yeah.
And when I got to know him, Bruce said to me, you know, Nancy, I'm going back to Hong Kong to become a big martial arts star. That's what I'm going to do. And I believed him.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, he was so determined.
Right.
And he had such energy
Right.
and conviction
Right.
that he was the best. And he was.
Yeah. And he was.
And he introduced martial arts, you know.
Yeah. And so he wanted to go back because of a lack of opportunities in America at the time.
Yes,
But
he
did
did.
you also feel that way?
Well, I was under contract, so I was lucky.
Yeah.
I was, one time, Ray Stark
Yeah.
put me in a film where I played an English girl with English parents. So all the actors in England were complaining and said, what is this Chinese girl or the Asian
Yeah.
playing an English girl?
Yeah. And you tell him to shut the
And no, I didn't say.
What did you do?
I did the film, got reviews, good reviews.
Oh, you already did that? Yeah. Do you remember what film it was?
The Wild Affair, it was called.
This is why I was so excited to have you on, because you're one of the rare persons in Hollywood and in the world who actually has this perspective on Hollywood, because you've been there for quite a while now, and you've seen many different eras.
A long while.
Yeah, a long while. And you've seen kind of, you know, I guess, have you recognized any patterns appearing in terms of the business cycle?
I know with Asian actors, and I have a lot of good Asian friends who are actors, very good actors, that never got a chance to really show their talent. And
I'm trying my best, all right?
keep trying.
Yeah, okay.
Keep trying.
Oh, yeah.
Say it.
Okay. She meant that as a nice thing. You guys read it like she was talking shit. She was saying keep going.
No.
It was encouraging. Okay. Anyway. But what are the patterns that because okay, here's the thing. Like I think like we're all in 2025 now. Is it 2025, Benny?
No.
Okay, well,
It's not 25.
Okay. Okay. But whatever year we're in a period where we keep thinking of the past. We kind of romanticize the past in terms of films. You know, we're like, oh, you know, this era of films kind of sucks. The 90s was when the peak of Hollywood, you know, and then we go back to the 80s was when things were cool. And we keep thinking that way. I mean, you are one of the few people who actually lived through it all. Is it true that we live in the worst era right now, or is it, or has it always been the case that we always look back with rose-tinted glasses?
I think you're right. Both.
Oh, so we suck and we also don't suck.
Yes, that's right. Exactly right.
Okay.
Yes.
So what sucks about now? Other than
Have you seen the films?
Yeah, I mean, have I seen them? I'm in some of them. So
Well.
yeah, but what do you? I mean,
Well, I don't know.
you don't
I
want to
have-
talk shit about anyone, but like, what do you think is your main problem right now? If you had to say
It's
in
not-
general.
I don't think it's the main problem. I think audience have changed. You know, the thought. I mean, in the old days,
Yeah.
okay, I mean, my days,
Yeah.
in the 60s.
The early
they did
1500s.
That's me.
Yeah. No, it's a comedy show. You got sense of humor. We got
No,
Okay,
but
uh-huh.
I mean, my favorite director was David Lean,
Yeah.
who did great films. Bridge on the River Kwai, Lawrence of Arabia. They don't do that kind of films anymore. They really don't.
Yeah.
You know? And I wish they would come back to that, and maybe they will, because everything goes around. That's life, isn't it?
Sure.
So
It's very Buddhist. It's very
yeah.
Buddhist, very cylindrical. But is that? I don't want to put you on the spot, but like, do you think there's a reason you could point to why that's the case, that they don't make it like that anymore?
No, it's not a reason. I think it's just a phase. Maybe one day we'll go back to it. But now it's just.
Or what do we need to do to get back to that? Do we need people to put down their phones, or what is it? What do you
I
think?
wish I knew about.
Okay,
no,
so we
no,
don't
I mean,
know.
they're
All right.
trying their best to
Okay.
do films, and films are not. I mean, television's taken over, and you know, people don't go to movies in the movie house anymore. They
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
You know, so that's another reason too.
It's their problem. That's a them. That's a them problem. But okay, and then you said that's kind of like the problem. Like you said that's why we're not good in a good era. Why are we in a good era then? Because you said well currently it's both. What era are we in? We're in an era that's bad and it's also good.
I think this too shall pass. And how do you know? Maybe some great directors, producers will come up with some great ideas. And we'll start again, another kind, on another level. Okay,
well, let me put it this way then, because we romanticize the past. What sucked about the past? So let's get it on the record, that what was bad about it? Like, what was bad about the era that you were coming through, What did you not like about it?
I loved
films,
it.
all films.
I didn't think it was bad.
Oh, okay, it was perfect. Okay, great. So yeah.
No, it wasn't perfect.
Okay.
But I thought they did very interesting films during my time, anyway.
Yeah.
And I got a chance to play non-Asian roles. I mean, I played an American Indian and a Western, and I played English girls, I said, or a circus performer with no nationality. So at least I had a chance to do that. Unfortunately, for Asian actors, they're not there yet. I wish we would have more Asian directors, writers, producers writing for Asians, making films for Asians, with great roles for them to play.
Yeah.
There's so many talented Asian actors out there.
Yeah, for sure. So. And sorry, I cut you off a little bit. You're kind of explaining the studio system was ending when you got there. So what does that mean? Like what?
Well, they didn't. Actors were no longer under contract. They were, getting their agents together, being handled by lawyers, making their own deals. So it was a whole big change in that time. And I don't know if it's good or bad, but I think it's just another phase in life that we go through. And hope, maybe things will come back again. Better movies, more interesting movies.
Okay. So the last thing I want to ask you was like you were born and raised in the East, and you've been working and living in the West for a while now, much like myself. And do you have any comment on this current kind of civilizational clash between the East and West right now? Is there, what is your perspective on this thing?
I think there will always be political clashes. That's what makes the world interesting. And
okay, well then we are in a very interesting period then, because shit is going down right now.
And you never know what comes up, so.
Okay.
No.
So you're saying there's a silver lining to this end of civilization?
I didn't say it was end of civilization or silver lining.
Okay.
I just think it's going through changes.
Okay.
Like life.
Okay.
You're going through changes, aren't you?
I am. Yes, I am. I'm.
What kind of?
I think my voice is breaking. I don't know what's. All right. So.
And what are you smoking, and what kind of drugs are you?
I'll tell you in Cantonese after the show.
Okay.
Promise. So what is your perspective on this East-West thing? Like, is there anything you can speak to anything that the America continues to misunderstand about the East, or vice versa?
I think it'll always be so. I mean, I really, even like you talk about the East. You come from Malaysia. I come from Hong Kong, and there's Thailand, and there's all these Southeast Asian countries. We're not everyone gets on all the time. They don't get along, but we learn to live with each other. And I think it's like the West. I mean, we will go through phases and political things, bad or good, but we learn from it, hopefully. And from those lessons, something good will come out of it, I hope. I mean, I like to look at the good side of things. Okay. I really am not a negative person, so.
Okay, I think you might be in the wrong era then, because this is.
Well, you're going to have the yin and yang,
yes,
so both.
I know, yeah, okay. So I was really hoping for. You're saying that you've seen it go up and down, and that we'll come back and we'll be friends again.
Always.
Okay. I hope you're right.
I hope so too.
I hope you're right.
I mean, I like to think of the positive. So.
Yeah. Okay. I gotta say thank you so much, Nancy Kwan. I think you're the best. Thank you for representing Asian people in Hollywood. Thank you for making the films that you made, and thanks for coming on the show, and thanks for representing all of us with dignity and class. I really appreciate everything you do. 真係唔該晒你。多謝。Hey, the World of Nancy Kwan comes out April 22nd and it's available to pre-order now. Nancy Kwan, everybody.